Have you ever heard a proverb that made you stop and think, wait, what does that even mean? Well, today, we're diving into one of those proverbs, a saying that's as vivid as it is wise. It goes like this: if you go to sleep with an itching buttock, you are sure to wake up with smelly fingers. Now, I know what you're thinking. What on earth does that mean? But stick with me, because this proverb is a gold mine of wisdom. It's about accountability, foresight, and the consequences of ignoring problems. And by the end of this video, you'll see how it can inspire you to think bigger, push your limits, and break free from conventional thinking. Let's start by breaking it down. On the surface, this proverb is a humorous way of saying, if you ignore a problem, it's only going to get worse. The itching buttock represents an issue that's bothering you, and the smelly fingers are the messy consequences of not addressing it. But there's more to it than that. This proverb is rooted in the African tradition of using vivid imagery to convey deep truths. As the legendary Nigerian author Chinua Achebe once said, "Proverbs are the palm oil with which words are eaten." In other words, proverbs make wisdom digestible. They simplify complex ideas and make them stick. Let me share a quick story. A few years ago, a young man approached me after a talk I gave on Proverbs. He said, "Why do Proverbs have to be so cryptic? Why not just say what you mean?" I smiled and told him this: Proverbs are like puzzles. They force you to stop, think, and reflect. And in that process, you gain a deeper understanding of the lesson. Think about it. When you hear a proverb like this one, you can't just passively listen. You have to dissect it, decode it, and decipher its meaning. And in doing so, you internalize the wisdom it holds. Now, let's talk about the origins of this proverb. While its exact origin is hard to trace, it's deeply rooted in African oral traditions. In many African cultures, proverbs are used to teach, to warn, and to inspire. They're passed down from generation to generation, often with a touch of humor to make them memorable. And that's the beauty of it. Humor disarms us. It makes us more open to receiving the message. So, when you hear a proverb about itching buttocks and smelly fingers, you can't help but laugh. But once the laughter fades, the lesson remains. Here's where it gets personal. I'll never forget the time this proverb saved me from a major mistake. I was working on a project, and I noticed a small issue, a tiny itch, if you will. But I was so focused on the bigger picture that I ignored it. I thought, I'll deal with it later. Well, later came, and that small issue had turned into a full-blown mess. I had to spend hours cleaning it up, and let me tell you, my fingers were definitely smelly by the end of it. That experience taught me the importance of addressing problems head-on, no matter how small they seem. So, what's the takeaway here? It's simple. Don't ignore the itch. Whether it's a problem at work, a strained relationship, or a personal goal you've been putting off, address it now. Because if you don't, it's only going to get worse. And here's the bigger lesson: challenge the status quo. Don't settle for conventional thinking. Push your limits, think bigger, and take action. Because life is too short to wake up with smelly fingers. Now, I want to hear from you. What's an itch in your life that you've been ignoring? How can you address it today? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Remember, Proverbs are more than just sayings. They're life lessons wrapped in wisdom. So the next time you hear one, take a moment to reflect. You might just find the inspiration you need to think bigger and push your limits. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.